paperback writer.
Hi, I'm Caryn Day-Suarez. I'm the president of POW, and we're here today with our mascot Bandit and our award-winning author, Edward Baldwin. Hi, Ed. Welcome to the POW show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here today.
It's good to be here.
Ed, you are America's education novelist. What does that mean?
Well, I coined that phrase because of the one question that was a stumbling block for me at first. What kind of books do I write? And I write what I call classroom dramas. And in a nutshell, I'm the only author that you'll find that focuses all of his efforts mainly on writing stories set in the educational background. And another thing that's important to know is that I write for adults. Okay, I'm not a teen writer. I'm not writing a bunch of coming-to-age stories that a lot of writers write when they set them in education. My focus is adults, primarily people who want to be educators, people who are already educators, parents, and also adults who've already graduated high school or in college. I write for an adult audience, basically, and I set all of my stories in a classroom environment or school teaching environment. And so I coined the phrase America's education novelist, just to give myself a little title to give someone a better understanding of what type of stories I'm about.
Well, tell us about this award-winning novel, Learnt.
Well, Learnt, it focuses on three main characters. One is a first-year teacher, Tony Avery, straight out of college. He's about to get married, so he wants a job. He needs a job now. So what he does is he applies at this one school. The name of it is Lincoln High, which is, in my opinion, is the second main character, because Lincoln High is where Lincoln High is introduced. My stories are set in what I call, I call them the Duval County books, and they're set in a fictitious Duval County school system. Tony Avery gets a job at Lincoln High School, and you follow Tony's life individually, and you see what happens with his personal life before he even gets into the classroom. The third main character is Kenny Houston. He's a troubled student. He's a student with a troubled home life, an abusive home life. He also has problems with his peers. He's not a typical high school student. He has a lot of issues. But his main thing is just trying to make it through each day without being killed by his mom. He eventually makes it to Lincoln High, the same school that Tony Avery ends up teaching. And you see their lives individually first before they're put together in a classroom environment. And the reason I say Lincoln High is the third character is because Lincoln High is probably the only character that's going to run throughout the other Duval County books.
And how many books are you writing for your Duval County universe?
Well, at first it was 5, then it went to 6, then it went to 7, and now the only thing I can say is, for definite, is many. I keep getting a lot of different ideas to set in the Duval County universe. I have, Learnt introduces Lincoln High School. My second novel that will follow Learnt, Victims of Shakespeare, that will introduce Chamlin High School. Teacher Deficit Disorder, that is completed, and that introduces 2 more high schools and a middle school. And the one I'm working on now, Gunpoint Average, about a math teacher who snaps and holds a classroom hostage by gunpoint, that introduces another school. So it's just growing, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. So right now the definitive answer is many Duval County novels.
Well, Learnt is obviously an adult novel, like you said, but I can also see it appealing to teenagers as well. Are you targeting both adults and young adults?
Well, that's the most important thing that I need readers to understand. I don't write for a teenage audience, which is to say that parents should take some measure of caution on what they expose their children to. I write for an adult audience, which means that there may be adult themes. Now, it's not totally gruesome or grotesque or out of this world gory, but I do write for an adult audience.
Okay. You also like to write short stories. Tell us a little bit about that. And you do have them on your MySpace, I believe, too, where people can go and read them?
Yes, and that works very well because as a writer, especially a writer who's up and coming, I want to give people a taste of my style, what I'm doing with my classroom dramas. My short stories are also classroom dramas for the most part. So if you are wondering what a classroom drama is, one of the best ways to find out is to either visit my website at www.edwardmbaldwin.com, or you could Google my name. And of course, I have a website, a MySpace page where I post the short stories on the blog as well.
And tell us about some scheduled appearances you got coming up. You have been so busy since this book came out.
Yeah, I've been running crazy. The appearances just come up so crazy. The best way to keep track of where I'm going to be is to just visit my website and click on the events link and check out where I'll be at any given week or month of the year.
Well, Ed, we're so excited about Learn, about your success with that. And thanks so much for being on the show with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here.